I do want to get back to some stock action. And the stock that I want to bring up next, Jim, is Tesla, because they will stop taking Bitcoin as payment per a statement from Elon Musk's Twitter. I mean, this has drawn scrutiny from Pomp, who you've talked to in the past, and Dave Portnoy. Jim, I have to ask you, is this move ill-advised?
What did Portnoy say?
Portnoy called him out and basically said that he wouldn't kind of like drag investors back and forth, that he believes in Bitcoin. I'm trying to pull up the tweet exactly so I can quote him instead of just telling you, like just summarizing. So just give me, first of all, I want to ask you.
You will have to rip my Bitcoin from my cold dead hands. Okay.
Exactly.
I have some Bitcoin. I have some Ethereum. I took all my cash out. So what's left, I'm just going to play with the house of money. I think they're both in bubbles, but what does that mean? I mean, Wall Street often says something's in bubbles and could last forever. There is some value, but the idea that somehow Musk links it to energy, it's been that way the whole time. Why didn't he think about that when he said that he was going to take crypto? So I don't know. Some people would say it was disingenuous.
Hold on, I have to circle back. You think that Bitcoin and Ethereum are in bubbles?
Oh, some people think they're bubbles. I own them, so I don't think they're bubbles. But some people think they're bubbles. I wouldn't own them if I thought they were bubbles. I wouldn't have this much money in them. I would just say I'd take my cash out entirely, and I don't think so. I just did what a trader would do, which is that when you, in this case, catch triple and a quadruple, you take out the money that you put in. And I took out the money that I put in, and I bought a farm.
Well, Jim, one point that Pomp made that I thought is something that I saw echoed from many people, which is there's no way that, and you just said it yourself actually, that there's no way that Elon Musk and Tesla didn't know about these environmental concerns around Bitcoin, especially being the company that they are. So I'm wondering if you think that this could have been, that the way that this played out is worrisome because as a Bitcoin investor, he has a lot of clout. Elon Musk has a lot of clout in the cryptocurrency space.
Right. I mean, he owns it, so he's talking against his book. Maybe he wants to buy some lower. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why the hell he said it. I mean, I don't understand him. I just know that he makes a great car. This was an odd thing to do. I don't know how many cars were bought with Bitcoin. I don't know whether there was another objection besides the environmental, because the environmental doesn't hold water because it's been this way the whole time. But he chose to do this, and I don't get it. But he does a lot of things that I can't fathom that turn out to be brilliant.
I think that you already know what I'm going to say, Jim, when we talk about this, because I just want regulation in this space. I think that would clear up a lot of things here. But let's move on to Bumble. I'm looking at the stock right now. It's trading at $43 a share. It's down about 7%. It did post earnings that outperformed expectations and actually posted earnings per share of $1.69, which beat expectations for a loss of 4 cents a share. However, the stock is under pressure after giving a cautious outlook. Do you think buy, sell, bullpen here, Jim?
No, well, this is a company that doesn't fit my profile, what I want to buy. It has adjusted EBITDA, but I want to buy companies that are profitable that are not expensive, and this does not fit the profile. It is a very good company, and people can speculate that one day it might be Match. I mean, Match is a very well-run company. I mean, that actually matches in many ways the superior company. I did a piece saying that if you wanted high growth, you got to go with Bumble, not Match. But, Match is just coining money, but it does sell at a very high multiple, 60. But Bumble's not going to make any actual kind of reasonable profit that you see Match making.
Let's talk about Lam Research then, because this, as you said in your stop trading, is still the key to this market. Can you explain, because it's been a minute since we talked about this stock, can you explain why it's a key and what you would suggest doing with the stock? Yeah.
Okay. So Lam's real and sells it a little bit it probably sells at a market multiple times next year. If you think that there's a legitimate chip shortage and you need capital equipment, the capital equipment company that you most need is Lam Research, other than Taiwan Semi. And Lam is indispensable. Lam's it's going from 669 to 550. in a heartbeat. And you would want to make a stand if you felt that the semiconductor shortage was real. You'd like to make a stand somewhere around here, and they obviously got aggressive and is doing it right now.
All right, and before we let you go to prepare for your final moments of your Action Alerts Plus members only call at 11:30 a.m. this morning, I want to talk about two AAP stocks. The first one is Wynn, because you sat down with Wynn CEO Matt Maddox based on what he was saying about the growth of the sports betting business in the next couple of years. And joining you in that interview was Austerlitz Acquisition Corp founder Bill Foley, because Wynn is doing a SPAC spinoff. What did you make of this SPAC spinoff for AAP?
Well, I mean, I think it's very highly valued, but it's not even gotten any value from in the marketplace. I think Wynn is just a plain out buy, and I think it's a plain out buy not just because of the of this new SPAC that's involving them, but also because business is just so good, both in Macau and Vegas, and actually in Boston too. So it's got a lot of mojo.
And Boeing won FAA approval for 737 MAX electrical fix. Now, we've asked your advice on Boeing over on Action Alerts Plus a number of times in the past couple of weeks, but I think that it's time that we talk about the stock here, Jim. So if investors have calls on Boeing or are worried about this stock, what's your advice? Is it worth holding and buying as we wait for the full reopening to benefit?
I think it is worth buying if you don't, but you have to understand that this quarter is probably not good. So if you wanted to wait until this quarter's reported, which will not be until near August, I'm not against that because there's just some things that need to happen, including more orders than they're getting. So I don't want to jump the gun. If you want to buy Boeing, you're going to get a better chance, but I do like it.
And Jim, I have to give you kudos. It is an update, which is rare for when you're doing your monthly calls. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you have to say about the snapback rally and also what you make of this market action that we've seen all week, because we've seen a lot of stocks under pressure. With that, Jim, we will see you at 11:30 over on actionalertsplus.com. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Catherine Ross, and we'll see you tomorrow.